The majority of people think they are pretty good at empathy. They listen, they reassure people, they try to imagine how they would feel in the same situation, and strangely enough, all these three things can make you worse at understanding other people. Because empathy is not really about being nice, it's about seeing another person's experience accurately, and those are not the same thing. Here are some things we commonly get wrong about empathy. First, empathy does not mean agreeing with someone or excusing them. This is probably the biggest confusion. If I understand why you're angry, that doesn't mean I think your anger is justified. Empathy tries to figure out how does this make sense from inside this person's mind, not is this person right. You can understand someone very well and still tell them you're wrong. And it's not just disagreement. People resist empathy because they think if I understand why this person did something terrible, I'm somehow letting them off the hook. But explanation is not justification. You can understand that someone became controlling because they were terrified to be abandoned and still say controlling people is unacceptable. Empathy means holding two thoughts at once. First, I understand why you did it. Second, you still shouldn't have done it. Second, putting yourself in someone's shoes can be surprisingly unempathetic. We hear this phrase constantly. Imagine yourself in their shoes. But there's a problem. You put yourself in their shoes. Your temperament, your childhood, your fears, your values, and then you assume they should feel the way you would. That's not empathy, that's projection with good intentions. The better question is not how would I feel if this happened to me, it's knowing this person, why might they experience this differently from me? That tiny change is enormous. Third, reassurance is often more about us than them. Someone tells you they're terrified, and immediately, don't worry, it'll be okay, I'm sure it's nothing. We think we're helping. But their fear is uncomfortable to us, so we look for a sentence that ends it faster than it should. Your emotion makes me uncomfortable, so I'd like to remove it. The more empathetic response can sound disappointingly simple. Yeah, I understand why you're scared. That's it. You'll let the feeling stay in the room instead of rushing to clear it out. Fourth, empathy doesn't require feeling everything another person feels. There is a romantic idea that deeply empathetic people absorb other people's emotions. Someone is grieving, so you grieve with them, someone panics and you feel their panic, but if you completely absorb another person's emotional state, you may become less useful to them. Imagine someone drowning. Empathy doesn't require jumping into the water and drowning beside them. It means staying on the shore, seeing exactly how frightened they are, and being calm enough to throw them a rope. You can care deeply without emotionally becoming the other person. And fifth, the most empathetic people are often less certain. We tend to think empathy means being great at reading people. I know exactly how she feels. I know why he did that. But certainty can become the enemy of understanding. The truly empathetic sentence is often, I think I understand, but I might be wrong. Because another human mind is not a puzzle you solve once. People are complex. Sometimes they don't even understand their own motives. Empathy requires curiosity, not mind reading. And maybe that's what empathy really is. Not feeling what someone else feels, not agreeing with them, not fixing them, not even necessarily being nice. It is the ability to enter another person's world long enough to see how things look from there, without forgetting that it is still their world, not yours. Empathy is the ability to understand another person without replacing them with yourself. And that is much harder than simply being kind.